Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video on this channel. Today I am going to discuss what happened to EL7Z UP, a group that was promised multiple comebacks but has remained inactive since their debut. I am so confused about how this group has been managed and I will give you my suppositions, yet there isn't much information. So without further ado, let's get started. EL7Z UP is a group that debuted through the show Queendom Puzzle, where around 30 idols competed for a chance to be part of the final lineup. The show was designed to bring together talented artists from different groups, creating a project group with strong potential and pre-existing fandom support. The final group consists of Jisoo from HYBE, Nana from woo-ah, Yuki from Purple Kiss, Ki formerly of loveyz, Yoram from Cosmic Girls, Yeonhee the now disbanded Rocket Punch, and Yoon from CLC, a group whose status remains uncertain. These members were chosen for their skills, stage presence, and popularity, making the final lineup a mix of experienced idols with devoted fan bases. The show aired in June 2023, and the group officially debuted in September of the same year with a mini-album containing 5 songs. The title track being Cheeky, their debut was met with moderate success, as their music video accumulated over 3.5 million views. They promoted not only the main track, but also performed songs from the show and released covers, further building anticipation for future releases. The group had great potential, as all the members were experienced idols with strong fandoms. Everyone was eagerly awaiting a comeback, and in May 2024, news finally surfaced. It was reported that EL7Z UP had recently informed their respective agencies about comeback plans, and discussions regarding a Japanese album were also in progress. However, this comeback never materialized, leading to growing confusion and disappointment among fans. Fans were very excited but understood that a comeback for this group could take longer than usual since coordinating members from different companies is a logistical challenge. Scheduling conflicts are inevitable, but if we look at the timeline, were they really that busy? Since January 2024, Jisoo and Nana have each released only 1 EP and 1 single with their groups. Yuki has released 2 EPs. Ki, now a soloist since loveyz disbanded, has been involved in a few OST projects but not much else. Yoram's group, Cosmic Girls, has been inactive since 2022. Yeonhee has had no activities since Rocket Punch disbanded at the end of 2024 and has even left her company. Lastly, Yeon has released just 1 song. Obviously, we don't know how much time each of these projects required or if they are currently preparing something for their respective groups. But one thing is clear, there was time for an EL7Z UP comeback. So the real question is, why hasn't it happened? It's important to note that while Queendom Puzzle was created by Mnet, EL7Z UP is managed by Apple Monster and DG Entertainment. Neither of these companies has any other active groups or soloists. Except for a few trainees under DG Entertainment, this means they are not preoccupied with other artists. So could it be that they simply don't want to continue with EL7Z UP? The group's debut sales reached nearly 33,000 copies, which isn't bad at all. However, could the company have expected more given the popularity of the members? I don't know, but I'm trying to figure out why the company would abandon the only group they have. Another relevant point is that, unlike past Mnet project groups like I-DLE and Wanna1, EL7Z UP does not have a fixed contract duration. Their promotional period is tied to the release of 3 albums. If all parties agree, they could disband at any time, but ideally, they should release those 3 albums as planned. Additionally, the members have expressed their love for the group and frequently mention missing it. The group's official Instagram has not been updated in nearly a year. Their last group photo was posted in November 2023, and they did not post anything for their first anniversary. The only update came from Yuki, who stated that there were no plans for an EL7Z UP comeback as of late 2024. None of this makes sense. Why would a company invest so much in a show, with all the costs involved, having Taeyeon as the MC, elaborate sets, and promotions, only to debut the group, give them 1 song, and then leave them in the dark? The only plausible explanation I can think of is that the individual companies of the members might not agree with the project. They likely receive less profit from EL7Z UP compared to managing their idols' solo or group activities. However, as we've seen, most of the groups are fairly inactive. So what exactly is preventing EL7Z UP from continuing? I feel like the real victims in all of this are the girls, and I don't understand why they wouldn't give any explanation. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they suddenly dropped news of the group's disbandment because, right now, EL7Z UP isn't doing anything at all. I get that managing a group with members from different companies can be complicated, but isn't that something that should have been considered beforehand? Isn't that something that should be taken into account when creating the show and drafting the contracts? It's not like this is the first time a project group like this has existed, so why does it feel like there was no proper planning? I actually think they created the show expecting it to be a huge success while putting in the least amount of effort and money. Because from the start, the group's name was EL7Z UP, and I don't even know how you're supposed to pronounce that. Later they changed it by removing the plus sign, but honestly, that didn't make much of a difference. I personally like Cheeky, and I think the mini album is really good, but I also feel like they got really lucky with the final lineup since the members fit the concept so well. But what if contestants like Duhwa or Seacheon had gone for a stronger concept? Or what if Soyeon or Wooyeon had made it into the group? Would the concept have been cuter? In my opinion, the answer is no. The reason is simple. They had the song ready long before the final lineup was decided, and no matter what the members' vibes were, Cheeky was always going to be the debut song. Queendom puzzle ended in mid-August. And they had already announced that the group would debut in September, which means they didn't even have time to choose anything. They just immediately started recording. Besides, it's really sad because for some of these idols, this was their last chance. Among them were Bora, G1, and Chirin from Cherry Bullet, which disbanded in April 2024. Ruri, Soo-yeon, and Yeonhee from Rocket Punch, which also disbanded in December 2024, as well as Jihan, So-yoon, Soo-jin, and Zoa from Weekly, who disbanded in February 2025, and many other idols who Queendom Puzzle was their last chance. The program presented itself as an opportunity to revive careers, giving idols who had struggled in the industry a new stage to shine on. They promised them exposure, new fans, and a stable promotional period under a well-managed project group. But in the end, it feels like they used these girls for ratings and then abandoned them when the cameras were off. It's incredibly irresponsible because some of these idols went all in on this, believing it could be the fresh start they needed, only to be left with nothing. If Mnet and the managing companies knew they wouldn't be able to properly support EL7Z UP, why even go through with the show? Why give these idols false hope? It just shows once again how little the industry values the artists themselves, focusing only on short-term profits rather than long-term careers. And the worst part is that this isn't even the first time Mnet has done something like this. It's a repeated pattern, and yet, nothing changes. In conclusion, I think this project was doomed from the start because of Mnet and the company's inefficiency. In my opinion, they never truly intended to turn EL7Z UP into a big group, and everything that's happened since their debut just proves that. What do you guys think? Do you believe EL7Z UP will ever make a comeback, or is this the end of the group? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, cause I'm really confused by all this situation.
And this has been all. I hope you like it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did. It would help me a lot. See ya.